All right, it's day one of Super D. Today is going to be practice and qualifying. Got everything ready last night, so pretty much it's just gonna be hopping in the car, going out, trying the track, and trying to figure out if I like the gearing, if I want to try swapping to the Q45 rear end that we built, figure out my grip setup, figure out my line, then shred. All right, we're pulling up on track, and the track is cold, so it's gonna take a minute to feel it out. Don't wanna go out on the ice. When the track's cold, it has a lot less grip, so. Just try to keep it tame on the first lap. It's very easy to go off track here, so I'm just going to kind of be chill with it. Trying to warm up my front tires a bit. Breaking up a little bit. That's a bit weird. I can't tell if that was rev limiter or breaking up. Huh. I am very glad I didn't go full send on that first lap because the track did feel very not good. Definitely didn't shoot it well. Car died. The car does have a dumb amount of grip right now. I think my car's smoking oil. I hope that's not oil and that's just tire. That literally happened that fast? Is my SR done?
What happened?
Was that oil?
It smells like kind of oil, yes.
Oh God. That's what I thought. So very odd. There's smoke coming out of my intake. Did the SR just blow up? Is it possible? So it looks like my turbo blew. Sad. All right, Alberto, so after pulling the turbo off, what's the consensus? What do you think happened?
I believe that you exceeded the turbo RPM limits and it broke the shaft in 2 places. At least nothing got sucked into the engine. It's really good, the design on Garrett, that the shaft was able to be contained, the impeller was contained, even the nut didn't get past the compressor wheel and into the engine, so it all was literally there once I took out the filter. It's pretty good.
My question for you, so if it technically exceeded the RPM that it's rated for, why didn't we have any issues before? Does the climate come into play with that? Because I know it's obviously running more boost up here, but there's that whole debate about boost, weather, and like you know, it's all relative.
Well, the thing is that you're bringing the turbo up into RPM, installing it, back into RPM, installing it every time you get back on and off the gas. So the turbos gets a lot of vibration. Maybe it got to that one point where it got to the right vibration to make it fall apart. That's my thing that I think, because I didn't see anything that there was no lack of oil, no lack of nothing. So it destroyed by the over boosting, or maybe the blow valve didn't open the right way and it surged and it caused the turbo to literally don't know what to do between floored and not off throttle. So there's a bunch of things that could have happened here, but definitely the turbo was at its peak. So that's what caused it, because I think the turbo was rated to 550.
Yeah, but we were only running well, I guess in theory we were running 480 in Florida, but maybe it was closer to 550 because of the weather here. Probably. I don't know.
That thing was pretty quick. That thing, like when it was able to spin the tires in fourth, that's some serious power.
Yeah, we didn't fully get that in the video, but it legit just like broke loose in fourth. But you know what they say, cars are always fastest before it blows up. Alberto got mad at me for carrying the gas cans. He's being extra clever with his little gas can board.
It works, right?
It does work.
To carry it.
Yeah, A+ invention. And this guy over here on one of these. A friend Logan that I met here before, he's actually a scooter aficionado, an RC aficionado. I think he was in one of my videos last time I was here at US Air. Is either crazy or the nicest person on earth. Because we were talking and it came up. And I think, well, I'm pretty sure his dad said it's okay that I get to drive his car here. It's a KAT. We went and took it for a little rip around the streets. I'm trying to get out on track so I can get some practice laps in, but we'll talk with him and get a little more details on the car after. But this thing is really, really cool. We already put my wheels on it. About to go get a feel for it. All right, we're about to go take her out. This thing is actually my first KAT car. It feels pretty good. Very clean too. I do feel a little guilty because this car is really, really nice. I wish it was beat up. Last year when I met him, it wasn't painted or anything. But I'm very, very fortunate that he's letting me drive his car. Just a nice little rental fee and a signed agreement that if I do any damage, I will 100% pay for it.
Do you want your wheel?
My what?
Your steering wheel?
Nah, I'm good. This car is so nice, dude. I'm like honestly more stoked to drive your car than I was to drive mine. That's false. I was really excited to drive my car. I'm just trying to tell myself that. All right, let's go hit some people. Your car's too quiet. People can't hear. They don't move out of the way. Okay, so you're stock rear end. So yeah, I'll enter in third. That'll be plenty of speed, and then I'll drop her down to second. Now I feel cool. The car's pretty enough to fit in with everybody else.
It's a rolling car show.
All right, so this has an RS enthalpy tune. What turbo is it?
It's a T28 out of the S13.
Oh, that's rad. So it's a ball bearing T28.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a rad setup. How much power do you think it makes? Like 300?
Probably high 300s.
High 300s?
Somewhere in there. I'm not entirely sure.
It feels, to me, it feels like my SR did when it made like around like 340, 350. But I was also driving it on the road with like what? Gum grip.
Yeah.
So, although we have the same tires on right now, so. Just to make it very clear for the video, you agreed. I asked many times.
100% agree. We made an agreement.
Okay.
Everything's done.
Like literally, it's in writing.
Yeah, I took pictures. We're all good.
Okay.
No, Adam LZ stole my car. Headline.
Dude, it's a really pretty car. I really do like the fenders. Not too bad. For a first lap out, like, I feel right at home. I think the one thing that's gonna take the most getting used to is having a little bit like lower rev limit.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to drive the car in a different like power band than I'm used to.
Yeah.
But in terms of grip and the way the suspension is set up on this car, Tailgate Factory definitely did a phenomenal job helping you pick everything out.
Yeah.
All right, try to push it a little bit harder this time. There might be a little bit too much grip for me to get like a good manji on that straight.
Yeah. Might need to air up the tires a little bit.
Yeah. Gotta get a little bit better on that entry.
Yeah.
I'm just really scared where that downshift is to like keep kind of speed going and everything is very weird. my mic's been off. Here's your update. We upped the boost, added a little rear tire pressure, turned up the stiffness in the rear coilovers, or the damping I should say. We're just trying to drive as aggressively as we possibly can with solo runs, because of the fact that every time I tandem with someone, there's a very good chance that I will crash his car, so I'd rather wait to do that for competition, even though they said there's a better chance of qualifying if we tandem. I just haven't found anybody here yet that I can just hop in a tandem with. Most people are running like 4-car trains, and that's usually a mess if you try to hop in the back of one of those. So we're just trying to drive aggressively, have fun, and hope that we qualify. Oh, look, an R33, that's cool. I feel like we're going off track, but somehow we pull it off. Yeah. I feel like I gotta get back on gas sooner though for it to be smoother. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's so planted and predictable. Even though it's a KAT and it should feel faster, I think because it's so gripped up, it kind of feels in my head like what a stock S13 SR would feel like. I think a lot of that though is just the tune. Because if you're at 10.0, that's like pretty rich, and like even just bumping it up to like 11, you'd get a lot of extra power. A little bit too hot. I'm not getting on throttle soon enough after entry. I go to suicide brakes since that's really the only suitable option. All right, give me a suspension rundown since we already talked about power.
Okay, so suspension, I'm running full stance suspension. In the rear end, I'm running every single stance arm you can run except for lower control arm. So in the rear end here, we're actually running GK Tech drop knuckles with their adjustable lower control arm. And then front end, we're also running GK Tech version 3 super lock knuckles, and then their adjustable lower control arms with the bent Voodoo S13 tension rods.
This car's angle feels really good, and I kind of wish I did S13 suspension on my R32. But the main thing that's really rad, this car is their D1 spec coilover, so it feels just like a DR spec BC coilover, so it's super soft. It's like what I'm used to. So your car feels good. It's set up well. Just needs some more power. Kind of want to just copy his body kit because it looks sick. Was it Origin Type 3?
Yeah, so these are Origin Type 3 55 mils. These are actually the first set ever ran.
You love flexing that they're the first set. Every other word that comes out of your mouth, first set.
First set. Actually, this is the first ever ran version select Type 2 wing.
Yeah, well.
It's made by Tailgate Factory. It's basically a 326, but it's more aggressive.
So you're saying it's fake?
No, it's just better.
Fake. This car feels really good. The only main critique I have is that on that initiation, it kind of feels a little understeery. So what we're gonna do is add a little bit more toe out because there's like closer to 0. Take away a little bit of camber because it has like -7 degrees. So it's kind of just feeling a little understeery. And kind of to do that, we're just gonna raise the car a little bit, and then we won't have to worry about destroying his expensive fenders, so I don't have to pay for them. Which, by the way, we didn't crack like I thought I did. I don't want to undersell my bumness in regards to my car not working. I am very bummed, especially given the amount of time that I spent getting it ready for this event and all the hard work that we put in and bringing it all the way out here. I'm just trying to focus on having a good time in Logan's car. So that's that. I am bummed though. I don't want to make it seem like I'm not. Now for the rest of the day, we just kind of have a jam session, and we basically get to run the entire track, which is cool. It's kind of split into 2 sections. We get to drive the famous roller coaster section of this track that's lots of rolling hills. It's very fun. It's a great time. About to do drifts and stuff. We gonna go do drifts and stuff. The front tires had way too much grip, so we're gonna see if adding more or taking out pressure helped. There we go. drifted that main straight.
Yeah.
I didn't get on throttle soon enough because I thought we were spinning out.
Yeah.
But
no, that was sick. The front
yeah.
really helped.
Yeah, I think I kind of want to add a little toe out. We'll try third. I heard your fender on that hill. I don't want to initiate on that hill. I heard that fender on that wheel. That's exactly the same place that did it to my car.
Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully it didn't do anything so I don't have to pay for that fender and then we just won't drive that part anymore. Cool down. Overall today, regardless of all our little failures, I would say it's a great success. Very much looking forward to the competition tomorrow. Wish me luck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. It's a really rad track. Thanks, Alberto. Very thankful that Logan managed to agree to let me rent his car from him. So stoked, and it's a rad car. And yeah, great way to stay in shape. Bye. Okay, thanks.
Bye, guys.